All right, so a nice little trick I found to make sure that your threads were even is using a fork instead of using that skewer stick that I had given you, and that'll get multiple rows at a time, and it'll help you to create those even rows. Once you are ready to finish, I'm ready to finish now, I need you to turn it over, and you're going to start untaping all of your loose ends. So be careful because you don't want these to unravel, but you're going to take the tape off of each of these and kind of just lay them to the side, and then you're going to take a pair of scissors, and I'm not going to do it right now because I'm actually not finished, but after removing all of the tape, and you're just going to cut straight through the middle here, and that's going to open this up, and then you can just kind of slowly pull it off of the loom, and you're going to get something that looks like this. All right, so this is the loom. You've already cut this off, and you just need to finish those off so that they're nice and secure. So these are all tied in double knots, so make sure that you're doing one of each color. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you couldn't see that. You're going to do one yellow, one blue, all the way across. So I'm just going to demonstrate on this one. This is just going to finish off the end for you. So tie it once. You don't want to pull too tight because you don't want it to distort your weaving, and tie it twice, and then tug to make sure it's a nice clean finish. After you do that all the way around, if you have an odd number, you might end up with a odd man out, one loose strand, and you're just going to tie that into the last two that you've tied. That's fine. Once you complete that, you can either use that for fringe. This is the bottom of the weaving, this is the top, so this doesn't make sense to have that as fringe because it's just going to be hanging from a rod. So these you can trim off right after you have tied those knots. The last thing that you're going to do is clean up all of these loose ends. Now there's a front and the back to all weavings. So if there's any mistakes, that's going to go on the back. Right now they're both the same. So what you're going to do is designate a front and a back of your weaving, and we have these needles. They're a little bit better than those skewers because you can actually put your thread through them. So you have to kind of twist the end to get it through. It helps if you get your fingers wet, or you can use a small dab of glue. Just put a little bit on your finger. You don't even really need to let it dry. And just kind of smooth the ends while you're twisting the yarn, and that'll make it a little bit sturdier. And then it'll string through there a little bit easier. So you can use these like that. You can thread this needle to weave it back in, or you can kind of just use your fingers and the needle for assistance to weave this back through. So since this is a little bit shorter, I'm not sure that the needle will work because I need to go back and forth, back and forth, and then I'll finish it in the back so that we can't see the rest of this. And you're just going to gently pull that through. And so there you see I've woven it through there, and you can see the end of it right here. But that's just going to lay in the back. After you put it through a few times, it should be safe where it's not going to unravel. So you can also use this without threading the needle. You can just kind of use this to create a space in here. So you can kind of use this to open up a hole, and then you can use your fingers to just kind of push it through. So make sure they're all ending on the back side, and make sure that it goes through at least 2 to 3 times. So I'm going to push it back through. That's the second time, and then I'm going to push it back through one more time. And it doesn't have to be perfect either, because you're keeping it with the same color, the blue with the blue, the green with the green, so you're not really going to notice it. And so now that one's tucked in. So you're going to do that for each thread, and once you're finished, you'll have a nice backing. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to finish this off by attaching it to a rod or to a stick.